Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pizza Club's Pizza Roundtable. I'm your host, Michael Fox. I'm here with my co-host, Jim Mumford. Jim is a cookbook author and a writer. How's it going, Jim? Good to see you.
Good, bud. How are you this evening?
I'm doing excellent. It's a good week in pizza. How's the pizza world in your neck of the woods?
It's hot. Everyone's getting geared up for this Sunday. I did a couple test runs of some pies yesterday in preparation for the big game. So it's literally our Super Bowl this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the big game week, and as we've discussed before, this is a huge week for pizzerias and the pizza, in terms of sales, right?
Yeah, I know a lot of our friends are getting geared up, triple, quadruple batch, and just trying to prepare for the onslaught that's going to hit 'em this Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So we'll have to report back next week and see how everyone does. But I guess let's just dive right into the news. We got a lot of great stories to
We
cover
got
this
some good
week.
ones.
Yeah, and I'm excited to chat with you. So if you're new to the Pizza Roundtable, this is where we talk about pizza news stories. Our first story tonight comes from us from the Today Show. This is about a pizza driver got a $2 tip in a snowstorm. So people wound up raising thousands of dollars for him. This man walked through hell and high water, it says, to deliver a pizza. This is a nice heartwarming story. The basically what happened was he got a low tip and wound up turning out to be a great viral story where people donated money to him. He raised thousands of dollars. Curious your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, love it, right? So my home state or former home state of Indiana, people are good, right? And rallying around, and you can't take delivery drivers for granted, especially in tough conditions. Which down there they're not exactly well equipped for the snow and ice like they are here in the northern Midwest. Awesome story. Awesome that Officer Craig made it go viral on TikTok and took care of this young man, and it's good. Just good to see a community kind of rally around.
Yeah, it's not an easy gig. Doing it in the snow is not fun. I mean, seems like he was under tipped a little bit. But it's funny. I'm sure there are people that get no tips. So this is actually it's still bad. I mean, either way, but this is crazy that he got such a low tip for this trip.
But just love that went viral. Love the community took care of it. And remember, right? A lot of these people work off of tips, especially in inclement weather. So take care of people. If you are ordering delivery this Sunday, go hard. This is one of the most stressful nights of their year.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's you got to keep that. You got to remember your delivery people. Take care of them. They work hard, and yeah, it's a nice story. So I think there's a GoFundMe though still available. So I think you can
it's still live.
Yeah. So we'll have to link it in the show notes here below. But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and props to Today to pick that up.
Yeah. Moving on to timeout. You want to?
I'll take this one. Stay in the Midwest here. So, top Chicago pizzeria partners with a local bar to serve of all things. So you think of Detroit or Chicago, Detroit style pizza. So Millbrow, which is incredible Detroit style in Chicago, one of the best. They're going to partner with kind of an institution in the neighborhood, the Beer Temple. So, love to see kind of this partnership. And it's interesting to me, right? Because obviously Chicago style pizza, you think of stuffed, you think of deep dish, you think of tavern. But Detroit's starting to kind of infiltrate Chicago. And it's kind of fun to see not only that, it's starting to spread, but then you start partnering with local bars to kind of make it kind of a community thing, which is kind of, the heart of Chicago pizza, is, your community, your neighborhood tavern style pie. So see Detroit kind of take the odds. It's pretty cool. And I love to see it.
No, I think it's great. And this is a great middle brow. I've actually had their pizza before in Chicago at Big Pizza City Fest. It's good stuff.
It's very good. And it is interesting, right? Because the equipment you would make a tavern style on and a Detroit style on, they could not be more different pizzas. So they kind of see that crossover is kind of interesting from a restaurateur's perspective because completely different dough, completely different cook. I mean, just different across the board. So interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see them come up in the news cycle this week. I guess we'll move on to our next story here. Let's see. This is from the city of Madison. So we're over to.
Yeah. So it is funny, right? We prepare for the news each week, and I was, talking with a friend about this one who works in recycling. He said, "Hey, you don't realize, but we are like groundbreaking here." I'm like, "What are you doing?" So for those who don't know, right, City of Madison says you can recycle your entire pizza box, even the greasy parts. So, we've covered here before, I believe in New York, right, where they had special recycling containers because the grease and the normal cardboard, they don't play. There's a lot of issues that contaminate the entire batch. So it was a big problem. But, City of Madison definitely has kind of figured it out where obviously no sauce packets, no pepperoni in there. But they have found a way basically to degrease and use some coagulants and some other things to recycle that cardboard. Michael, this is huge, right? It doesn't seem like very much, but a lot of municipalities have struggled with recycling pizza boxes, and that's been a challenge because not only they're large, but that's a large amount of waste. To see that we can repurpose that it's pretty huge. I actually did some research outside this article, and there's been, a lot of studies and a lot of, university stuff behind this. This isn't sort of a willy-nilly kind of thing, but it's cool to see that Madison's piloting this, and I expect this to go much, much more broad than Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good trend. It's good to see that cities are getting involved in recycling what's one-time use product, and it's pretty big. So it's nice to see that them, trying here. And I know that we've been told that, as you said, we've talked about this before, right? Boxes are recyclable. It's just how, I guess, the city manages them and deals with the grease. And this is sort of a next level breakthrough, right?
Right. And yeah, it's really kind of to say, but the paper mills have the ability, like say, to pull out the grease, coagulants, and kind of steer into it a little bit. So, this is cool, right? My other hat is in chemical engineering, and this is, my two worlds coming together. So I think this is great. And this also, opens up a lot of other opportunities outside of pizza as well for recycling and restaurants, et cetera. So I'm geeked about this. I think this is a really cool breakthrough.
Nice. It makes me excited that you're excited, because I know that if you're into it, then we're on to something here. So let's see where this goes, and maybe this will spread to other cities. And
here's hoping.
Yeah, the door is open. So next up, article from General Mills is actually about pizza rolls, Totina pizza rolls to be exact. And I know Will's not here right now, but I know Will is if he's watching right now, he's going to get very excited about this one. So, yeah, maybe you could tell us a little bit about this guy here.
Yeah, so
Totino's pizza rolls.
First off, two good, Michiganders, Tim Robinson, Sam Richardson. If you're not familiar, they do, I think you should leave, and the Detroiters, right? Hilarious. And then pizza rolls, which are an institution in this household and will always be. So the two of them coming together for an ad, I thought was fantastic. I knew it was going to be funny. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. It exceeded my expectations more. It was funnier than a pizza rolls commercial should be. It actually made me consider to go out and buy pizza rolls, which again, pretty high praise for a silly Super Bowl commercial. So, Michael, if big fan, I think you should leave. Detroiters, I'm sure are they as big, out there as they are here in Michigan?
No, I don't think so. But I'm excited about the commercial. I mean, I'm looking to see how this does, and Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson. Let's see what happens. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I love it. So please check it out. Right, I love that they're releasing a lot of the commercials ahead of the Super Bowl, so I can actually go get pizza and hit the restroom and not worry about missing anything. So kind of smart, right? Get that out ahead of time so you know which ones to look for. And this is good. And obviously it's pizza adjacent, but I had to throw in for, two of my favorite comedians, and pizza rolls, again, never a bad time.
Yeah. No, I know we're in the pizza adjacent territory again with this guy, but that's okay. That's okay. I know how special pizza rolls plays in your heart. So
Michael,
I understand.
be honest with me. How long has it been since you've had a pizza roll? How many years? Decades?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember the last time I had one. What about you? Well, Wednesday.
I would say,
Let's see.
what time is it? No, I actually got some last week. On a whim walking by, I wonder if they were still good. If they were good in the air fryer, turns out they're better in the air fryer than anything.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. If I knew
Research.
that in college, right, the air fryers were prevalent technology, but I knew I had to just roll me out of my dorm.
Yeah.
Just absolutely game changing.
Has anyone done, and maybe you know this, has anyone done like sort of a gourmet version of pizza rolls? Any pizza shops that you've heard of try that, or just for the nostalgia factor? Because I mean, obviously it's a frozen product and it's a mass produced product, but I mean, you could in theory do like a better quality, more artisanal pizza roll. Is that a thing?
Yeah, so there's a product in Chicago, kind of a South Side, not well known, called a pizza puff,
Okay.
which it's a big pizza roll. That is literally what it is. It's a unleavened dough with the meat and the cheese and the sauce deep fried, and it's big, right? I mean, it's kind of like a small burrito. They are excellent, and they're starting to kind of catch on. So I think of pizza puffs and pizza rolls, they're cousins, and they're starting. Pizza puffs are starting to get out of the kind of the beef stands, kind of the grab and go kind of thing, a little more mainstream. So
Okay.
if I were to guess trends for maybe 2-3 years from now, it's going to be pizza puffs, which are, think of them as big pizza rolls.
Okay. All right. You heard it here.
Heard it here first.
So there you go. Moving right along on the news train here. Up next is we got Marty's Pizza in Brookfield closing.
Yeah, so I bring this one up, right? And this is why I, again, talking to that same buddy in Madison, like, hey, by the way, my favorite pizzeria is closing. I'm like, well, which one? Marty's. So Marty's, Brookfield, Wisconsin, is institution, is like thousands of ratings. It's kind of that place. It's a destination. And owner, God bless him, retiring, calling it a career. He and his family have been doing it for many, many decades. I've been to Marty's. Marty's is awesome. And it's one of those neighborhood kind of places, right? The other unique thing is they do a Sicilian, kind of a pan Sicilian, which is totally unique for that area, right? You think of Wisconsin, you think of, your tavern styles, but to be doing a Sicilian and to have started that in the 50s is really unique. And kind of one of the first that I've found in the Midwest to be doing that style. So, a little bit of pizza historian, a little bit of geeking out then, but, just cool to see, right? They're keeping kind of their sister location open, but,
Okay.
when you think about, the first to kind of do a style in a region, Marty's was kind of it. Right. Especially that kind of that big Sicilian, that you take for granted out in New York, but out in the Midwest, we just don't have. So kind of cool, right? And just kind of a hat tip to them, and just a fun one that, I happened to be talking to a buddy about it, and then, saw the news, and why not, right? But why not mention Marty's, which again is 70 years is no small feat for
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a long time.
yeah. Very long
Most
time.
pizza shops don't make it that long.
No.
So it's kind of sad. And I've heard the term this week, pizza funeral, which, I guess, some people try to get in there before they close. And I don't know if you've been to any pizza funerals, but it's a sad day. It's a sad day when a pizzeria closes.
It is. A local pizzeria by me, changed hands, same thing, retired, and we have pizza funeral and you get in. And yeah, it's a little sad, but also, right, you think of how many thousands of pizzas that owner, that manager has made, just like, it's cool, right? So you pay tribute. But pizza funeral,
Yeah.
I actually think they're coming to Lollapalooza this year, pizza funeral. So I'm happy to check out their set.
Yeah. No, it is a good band name. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Really good.
It's a good band name. It's good. Let's talk pepperoni.
Love it. Valentine's Day, I'm a big softie, right? And I will say I've made more than one heart-shaped pizza in my life, and now I can put the heart-shaped pepperoni on the pizza. So Hormel is spreading the love this Valentine's Day with heart-to-heart pizza kits, which include all the fixins to make your favorite pizza, but the star of the show is heart-shaped pepperoni. So
there you go.
I think this is cool. I've tried to cut out heart-shaped pepperoni before. When it cooks, it is no longer heart. I'm just going to call it. I love this idea, Hormel. I love what you're coming at. I hope you have figured this out. But think of how, a pepperoni curls. Think of what a heart does. It basically just kind of butterflies in on itself, and you have more of a, I don't know what it is, but it's not really, you're not really heart-shaped anymore. You're more of a closed butterfly. So you notice, the picture up above, it was not really cooked yet. And there is probably a very good reason for that. That's all I'll say. So, buyer beware. It's cute. Don't expect the photogenic heart as a fish.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. I mean, you can get your photo here. That's it. It's the prep. This is the prep photo.
This prep.
You can make the pizza in a heart shape, and you get the at least you get that. But this is a before photo for sure.
But I love it. Now, I know people all have their favorite pepperoni brands, but I do like to see that some of the pepperoni brands are kind of steering into mass pizza now, which I think is cool. We covering this for a couple of years and just seeing all the different brands do things with the cup and char and the maize and just trying to reinvent, such a prevalent topping. It's really used for one dish, let's face it. So cool for Hormel, and I'm going to try to get my hands on one of these pizza kits. If I do, I will report back.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and I definitely want to hear how it performs in the oven in terms of the bake. But yeah, it is right. It's a good point. Like the fact that someone's leaning into the home pizza maker, even if it's, for whatever it gets us, it's still cool. I mean, so
pepperoni, right? Are you a slice it yourself guy? Are you a prepackaged guy? Are you a deli counter pepperoni guy? What's your vibe if you're making a pep at home?
I'll be honest, and you're gonna hate me for this. I don't usually do pepperonis at home.
I don't hate that at all. I respect that of it.
So I would say, but listen, to each their own. Like I know the cup and char ones are really popular, and it has sort of that cool curl to it, and just seeing the cook on those, it's really interesting. Whatever makes you happy. What about you, Jim?
I slice my own. I get the links. I cut my own. I like the thick, the old world. That's kind of my jam. It's kind of what I grew up with. I just find the textures a little bit better. Again, depends what I'm doing, but on especially like a tavern style where you need that texture, I'll cut my own on the mandolin, and that is just, it hits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. No. Doing it yourself is the way to go, if you can. But there's a lot of options. So let's move on to National Pizza Day, Super Bowl. Here we go.
What are the odds that National Pizza Day and Super Bowl are on the same? They're probably really high, I would guess. That's planned. So, by the way, Super Bowl licks, by the way, I know Roman numerals. I know it's supposed to be 59. I just read licks, and I giggle every time. That's me. That's a me problem. We can move on to pizza deals, but it is. It's funny. We're all 12-year-old boys at heart sometimes. But no, it's cool. So there are, good article by Yahoo kind of writing down all of the National Pizza Day deals. Actually, regional chains hits that they've got some deals. Little Caesars doing actually a pretty good deal. Papa John's, all the big ones are getting in on it. Which again, we talked about semi-recently is I feel like a couple of years ago, the big chains wouldn't have played, right? They wouldn't have played in like the National Pizza Day, and now they're making it happen. I think that's cool, right? Just kind of shows that, again, that pizza community and getting behind it. So I would guarantee that your chain pizzeria has a deal. Not that they really need to have a deal for a Super Bowl. Listen, people would order it even if you tripled the price. But I don't know, check it out. It's cool. National Pizza Day, probably like the one of 8 pizza holidays every year. But of course, it's on Super Bowl Sunday, which I'm gonna make pizza. I'm sure you're gonna be pizza related some way. But I'm gonna guess you're not gonna go to Little Caesars though. Just going out on a limb there.
That's a good guess. Your guess right. Yeah, no, I'm planning on making pizza for Super Bowl Sunday. It is a big pizza day, but Yeah, make sure to tip your delivery drivers well, though, because they're going to be busy.
They'll be
Take
very
care
busy.
of them if you're going to get an order. Otherwise, make it at home like Jim and I. So
Yeah, you think?
yeah. Well, Jim, this is going to be an interesting week. I'm curious to see what the aftermath of the Super Bowl action is. If we get any articles following up, I'm excited to catch up with you again next week. You might have noticed that we've been doing some pizza news updates throughout the week, so look out for those. Keep up on the latest pizza news, even outside of Wednesdays when we record these shows and do them live on right here on YouTube. So, yeah, I'm excited that you've been doing those, Jim. Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, agreed. They're fun, kind of quick news hits. To kind of get your pizza news fix in the time it would take at least me a slice. I don't know about you, but I eat pretty.
Well, that is a fast eat, but yeah, if you can do it in 30 seconds or a minute. Yeah, sure. Well, that's all for us here on the Pizza Roundtable, part of the Pizza Club Network. Jim, it's always a pleasure. How do people find you on the socials?
Jim Cooks So Good, wherever you get your content.
And you can find Pizza Club, I Need Pizza Club, on all the social channels, Instagram, and be sure to like us here. You give a little thumbs up. We always appreciate that. You can leave a comment below, and please, if you like this kind of content, subscribe to our channel. We've been releasing all kinds of content, not just news of the week. We also have some in the pizzeria type content and other shows from Pizza Club. So please subscribe here, and we'll keep you in the loop of all things pizza. Jim, I will see you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.